This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. Well, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving yesterday, and I was not planning on making a video at all today because, to be honest, you would think with it being Thanksgiving, nothing crazy would occur. It would be kind of a normal day. So, yeah, there wasn't a video planned for today, but, that changed last night. For those that don't know, and I don't know how you don't know about this, two members of the National Guard got shot at in DC, and one of them died. It's horrific what occurred. This lunatic should have never even been here, but because we let him stay here, a member of the National Guard is dead. Another one got shot, and right now I think he's still alive. But the point is, this should happen anywhere, let alone in the nation's capital, like a block away from the White House. What are we doing? And President Trump's administration, they began with a very strong response to this. You have the USCIS director saying, at the direction of POTUS, I have directed a full-scale, rigorous re-examination of every green card for every alien from every country of concern, which includes countries like Afghanistan, Venezuela, etc. So right away they're saying, okay, we're going to re-examine every single green card. Now, in a perfect world, they would have did this for every country. But some people thought, okay, that's all they're going to do, re-examine these people, deport a couple of them, maybe amp up mass deportations a little bit because this pissed a lot of people off. And it sounds like President Trump, he is not happy about this at all. It sounds like he is more pissed off than usual. But then out of nowhere last night, President Trump put out this statement. And listen, if I'm being completely honest here, this might be one of Trump's most impactful, influential, whatever you want to call it, statements of his political career. As of now, there's been 40 million views of it, 360,000 likes. It went crazy viral. Everybody's talking about it because President Trump said things here that I don't think any president, let alone really any politician, has said in the last 30 years. This statement, and if they go through with this, could be Trump's most impactful legacy. He said, a very happy Thanksgiving to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being quote-unquote politically correct. And already you could tell Trump doesn't usually say stuff like this. Like, yeah, he makes fun of other countries, but look what he said. He is saying for years, we let our country get destroyed, divided, carved up, people getting stabbed, mugged. We just let it happen. And just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people. That's a census, and we all know that number's probably way higher. That's the ones that we know about, and which that number has gone down. It went from 55 million in January. It's gone down to 53 million, which part of that's mass deportations, part of that's self-deportations, all that. But this number, more than likely, is way higher. I mean, think about that. 53 million people that we know about. If we're being honest, this number is probably closer to 70 million. Let's cut the crap. We have so many people here that we don't know about. It's probably 70 million people. And we have what? 350 million people? Do the math on that. That is not good. Most of which are in welfare, from failed countries, or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get roughly $50,000 in yearly benefits for the family. The real migrant population is much higher. This refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America, something that did not exist after World War II, failed schools, high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, large deficits, etc. And yes, this is a real statement by President Trump. He is possibly the first president since the 60s to admit that the system we got right now, it's a failure. It's a complete and total failure. It's not working. And most of the problems that we face today, it stems from the immigration system in the last 50 years. Whether it was in the 60s or the 90s, it was a complete disaster. It failed. And he's not wrong. Seriously, in the last 50 years, really, let's just say the last 30 years, because in the 90s, they had more reform also. But in the last 30 years, can anyone really say things have gotten better with this current system? Just honestly, can anybody say, yeah, it's gone great? Of course you can't. Based on most metrics, things have gotten substantially worse. Whether it's schools getting shittier, whether it's crime, whether it's hospitals, whether it's the housing shortage. Most of these problems, not all of them, of course, but a good chunk of them stem from mass immigration. Not just illegal, we're talking about quote-unquote legal immigration. Just do the math on this. Seriously, has anything gotten better? Of course, these are not the only reasons these things have gotten worse. Of course, there's other reasons, like with the housing shortage, there's other stuff that's happening. I get that. But most of these issues, at least the major problems with them, they can be solved basically overnight. And it involves mass deportations and completely revamping the current immigration system. Seriously, most of these problems could be fixed overnight. And President Trump, he uses a great example of what's going on in Minneapolis right now. And listen, read into what's going on in Minneapolis. It's insane. We're talking about these massive scams, and they're sending money back to Somalia, like $2 billion a year, and it's bigger than their entire budget. It's crazy. It's a giant scam that's going on right now in Minneapolis and other cities, but it's a good example. And funny enough, President Trump does actually call Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, retarded. Yes, he actually said that. He said the seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. But it's a perfect example. Anybody that's has half a brain can realize that's not good. Well, what's going on in Minneapolis right now, it's not good. That should not be happening in America anywhere, let alone in a city like Minneapolis. And it's going on in other places. It's not just Minneapolis, but most of these major cities, they have the same shit going on. The same crap's going on. Just Minneapolis, you could argue, is probably the worst one because it's utter insanity. But it's not just in Minneapolis. It's going on in Portland. It's going on in Dallas, Houston, all these cities, New York City. All these cities that used to be phenomenal, great, cities that everybody wanted to move to, they now suck. And it's because of mass immigration. The system we got right now, it's clearly not working. And Trump keeps going on, and he just bashes these what's going on in Minneapolis. Rightfully so. It's just insane. And he goes after Omar, and he makes fun of her and all that stuff. So you get the point. But then you go on to the final part of the statement. And this is the part that everybody on the right realized, holy crap. In real time, we just saw the Overton window move heavy to the right. Because other stuff he was saying, that was really good. We could argue, well, it's kind of generic because we've been talking about that for a while now. It's become more mainstream. But look at this part right here. Even as our country has progressed, immigration policy has eroded those gains and living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all of the millions of Biden illegal admissions, including those signed by sleepy Joe Biden's auto pen, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country, and all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of our country, denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility, and deport any foreign national who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction in illegal and disruptive populations, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal auto pen approval process. Only reverse migration can fully cure the situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all, except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything America stands for. You won't be here for long. Yeah. This part right here, you can ignore everything else. That stuff was good. That we saw the Overton window moving in real time. But this right here, if President Trump can get this through, would be the single most impactful thing he has ever done. Even if he does nothing, he has successfully moved the Overton window heavy on this issue. He can do nothing except just deport more people, more illegal immigrants. If he does nothing else, he's already succeeded on this front, because now we're talking about reverse migration. We're talking about remigration as we speak. I never thought in a million years that we would even discuss this under Trump. Maybe under Vance in 4 years, but just a year ago, this idea of remigration was seen as crazy. But now you have the President of the United States talking about this in official statements, saying, yeah, the only way to fix our country is remigration. That's the only way we can fix this mess. And he's right. We have to do something ASAP. We have to do something quick, because we're running out of time. Yeah, we're deporting a lot of people, but the current immigration system, it's getting slightly better under Trump. They are pushing reforms through, but the current system is not sustainable. We cannot keep going on and on with it. It's just not sustainable, and people are getting sick of it. It's screwing Americans over. It's really accelerating our decline. And the majority of Americans, they support what Trump is saying right here. They support everything he said right here, because the average American knows we're getting screwed. And for those that don't believe me, people push this idea that, well, the average American, they love mass immigration. They love 50 million people a year. Just that's an exaggeration. But you get the point. The idea that the average American loves this, that's bullshit. Just look at this poll from 2018. We're not talking about 2024. This is from 7 years ago. So this was before Biden was president and people began to realize, oh, the current system we got is not good. This is before the H-1B scam got exposed, all these other scams. So you would think this would be way more pro-immigration than as of now. And you'd be right. That this is from 7 years ago. This was in a more Democrat environment, all that stuff. Well, look at what the poll found. Look at this. They asked how many illegal immigrants should be allowed into the U.S. each year. Not illegal, legal. And this is for 2018. You would think, oh, the 85% of people would support mass immigration. No. Look at this. You already could tell mass immigration, when you tell people how many people we're talking about, it's unpopular. Look at this. You have 35% of people in America that want 1 to less than 250,000 immigrants a year. Right now, our current system, not include other stuff, it's like 1.5 million or whatever it is. So already you could tell the most popular number is between 1 to 250,000. And you include those that say none, you're talking about 45% of people in America want less than 250,000 immigrants a year. Yeah, 45%. Right now, I guarantee you this number's like 60%. You include those that say less than 500,000, this is back in 2018. You're talking about 60% saying we want to have less than 500,000 immigrants a year. Legal, by the way, not illegal, legal immigrants. Hell, even another 20% said less than 1 million. Even though there's more that said less than 1.5 million. So you have like 75 to 80% of Americans saying they want less legal immigration, with a clear majority wanting less than 500,000. Really less than 250,000. You do the same poll now, I guarantee you it's like 55% say less than 250,000 or 60%. So this was back in 2018. Imagine the same poll now. So this idea that nobody supports or everybody supports legal immigration where 50 million people can enter, again, just an exaggeration, that's bullshit. Only 7% of people support more than 2.5 million. It's nothing. It's like 20% of the population supports increasing legal immigration. When you tell them how many people you want, they'll say, well, only 250,000. That seems about right. But guess what? We don't have anywhere near that. So, President Trump, he has to, in the next couple of years, push hard to reduce legal immigration. Makes a big point. Say, we want to cap Not just say we want to cut legal immigration, just say we want to cap it at, say, 500,000, just an example. The vast majority of people will say, yeah, we support that. That's common sense. Wait, what do you mean it's not 500,000? Because that's a misconception. A lot of people don't understand how many legal immigrants come each year. So this is President Trump's best opportunity to really push the Overton window on not just illegal immigration. At this point, everybody's saying deport everybody. But now we're talking about we want to cut legal immigration. Cut it to a reasonable amount, not as many as we think. Just put it to a reasonable cap and call it a day. And we'll see how it goes with remigration because it's kind of an iffy thing. Will they actually do that? I don't know. But the fact that we're even talking about remigration in Trump's first year, I thought maybe in Vance's first year we could talk about that. Not in 2025. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.